Hi, my name is Cedric Hohnstadt. I'm a professional illustrator and cartoonist. I've been in the business for over 20 years. I want to tell you about a scam that's been going around targeting illustrators, cartoonists, artists, creatives of all types. It's called a check overpayment scam, and it's clever. They've almost gotten me twice now, and I want to show you what it is so you know what to watch out for. So the way it starts is the scammer will approach you pretending to be a client who wants to hire you. In this most recent example that happened to me, someone approached me on LinkedIn. He said he was an entrepreneur who goes around giving presentations about COVID, and he wanted to have some custom illustrations for the presentation. He wanted to hire me to do them. Now, he had a whole list written out of the illustrations that he wanted and what he wanted depicted in each one. He had a price figured out. It would cost approximately this, and he had a deadline. It looked like a real legitimate request for work. But there were a couple of red flags. First thing was that at the end of the message, he asked if he offered to pay me a 50% deposit up front. That's really unusual. Now, I do deposits, but I almost always have to be the one to approach the client and say, I'm going to need a deposit up front. I don't think I've ever had a client say, hey, can I pay you a deposit right away before we've even finalized the deal? So that's really weird. The second thing was that when we worked out the terms, I sent him a real simple boilerplate agreement that he signed, and then I sent him an invoice to pay the deposit. The invoice had a real simple pay now button on it. Now, he'd been saying how he was in a hurry and he wanted to get me the money right away. But then when he got the invoice with the little pay now button on it, he didn't want to pay online. He wanted to mail me a check, and that's a big part of the scam. I'll explain in a minute. So that was red flag number 2. Red flag number 3 is when the check came in the mail, he sent it to me priority mail. Here's the envelope that it came in. And here's the actual check I want to show you. Now, this is a bogus check, but I want to show you. He actually paid me $13,600, which is the entire amount he had discussed offering for the whole project. So this is not the deposit, this is the full amount. So he's overpaid. That's part of the scam. Now, if you look at this check, there's some fishy stuff about it right away. First is that it's from Cox Landscape Management. Now, he said he goes around giving lectures on COVID. I don't know too many landscapers who do that, so that's really weird. Second thing you'll notice is that the address is from North Carolina. But the package that he sent me, here I'm going to cover up my address so I don't dox myself, but you can see that this came to me from Kansas. Now, Kansas, last time I checked, was over 1,000 miles away from North Carolina, so that's a little unusual. And then there's a couple other things on the check. The signature on the check doesn't match the name of the person who I was talking to. Not necessarily means it's fraudulent, but when you're just dealing with one small entrepreneur, that's usually they sign their own checks. And then the bank, it says Branch Banking and Trust Company. Right there, that's the name of the bank. But it has no address, it has no website or phone number or anything, just the name of the bank. That's a little unusual. So I did some Googling. This Branch Banking and Trust Company, it is a real bank, but they were recently merged with a larger bank called Truist. So I called the Truist Bank and I said, I think I have a fraudulent check here. Can you verify for me? The lady was very nice and was happy to work with me. I gave her the routing number, the account number on the bottom of the check, the date, the amount, and the check number, and she verified for me that, yes, this is a fraudulent check, that this is not real. So you notice I haven't signed it, I haven't sent it back. It's not worth the paper it's printed on. So here's where the scam kicks in. As soon as I've got the check and the post office lets him know that the package was received, he starts emailing me and he's really concerned. He wants to make sure that I've got the payment, that I've deposited into my account, and he's almost kind of nagging me about it. I got 2 or 3 emails from him asking, I just want to make sure that the money was deposited in your account. Now, I've seen this scam before. I almost fell for it the first time it was approached to me, so I know what to look for. So I told him, oh yeah, sure, it's been deposited in my account. I can't wait to get started. And that's where the next part of the scam kicks in. Just a few hours after I told him that, yes, I've received the money and it's in my checking account, he sends me an email. Now, I'm not going to read you the whole email, but the basic gist of it is that he talked to his backer and they've changed their mind, and because of some delays that are coming up with COVID, they've had to withdraw money from the project. And so they still want to hire me to do some stuff and they still want to pay me for my trouble. But because they've paid me the whole amount, now he wants me to give him some of the money back. And he basically says that he's willing to let me keep $6,800 for the work that he will have me do, plus $150 for my trouble, but then I need to return to him the other $6,650. And so what he's going to do is he's going to send me tomorrow tomorrow morning some kind of some wiring information or maybe a PayPal account, and he's expecting me to pay him $6,650 into his account. So what's happening is he's sending me a bogus check that is worthless. The bank for a couple of days is going to think I've got $13,000 in my account. Then when I turn around and wire him the money back, he's getting real money that's coming from me and from my bank. And then a day or two after that, I'm going to get a call from the bank that's going to say, yeah, you know that check you deposited, that $13,000 check, it's bogus, and you don't have the $13,000, and now you're overdrawn, and now you owe us the $6,800. So I'm in the hole for that. The scammer got the real money, and guess what? He's disappeared into the ether, never to be seen again. These scammers are getting sophisticated and clever. They know how to sound like a real client. They know what artists want to hear. They know how to present themselves professionally. This is a real scam. If I had gotten approached with this when I was a younger man, when I was starting out as a freelancer, I might have fallen for it. And I would hate to see that happen to somebody else. It could cost you thousands. So I just wanted to make this little video. If you thought it was interesting, please share it. I want other creatives to see this as well. Watch out for this. It's called a check overpayment scam. It's out there. They've approached me about it twice already. And don't let it happen to you.